Hi everybody, welcome to this video titled Copilot and Conversational Chat as part of the Business Central Pre-Sales Workshop. Now, my name is Craig Kreskis and I'm a Partner Solution Architect here at Microsoft, and I just want to say thank you for being a part of this video series and for you to push yourself to learn more on how to expand your demonstration skills around Business Central. Now, this video is part of a multi-series or multi-part video where I focus on all of the things Copilot around Business Central. Now, this particular video will be focused on conversational chat, and we will have a conversation with Business Central just as I go through the flow of my work, and then we'll use the Learn Me and how I can expose and learn how to use the application within Copilot. So let's focus on the first section, that's just having a conversation with Copilot. So here I am inside of Business Central, and over in the top right corner you see that I have the Copilot icon available. Now, if somebody is unfamiliar with Copilot or how to get started, we always provide the prompts, so you can see the prompt guide in the top right corner. But I'm just going to have a conversation. I'm just going to start my job, and here I'm going to enter in a simple question is, do we have any chairs in our inventory that are less than $350? Now, of course, I could just start to navigate, hit items, and go into the application. But if I just ask that question, you'll see this beautiful response on the right-hand side. Copilot found three chairs that were priced under $350. And if I open that up in the contextual icon here, you'll see that Copilot stays anchored on the right, but I get to see my items in the inventory in the center of my screen. Now I can ask another question, says how many desks do we have in stock? Now that takes a few minutes here, and again I can close that out, but again notice that Copilot is anchored and is still looking for that while I do some other tasks. Now it notices that I have found 4 desks in stock, the Athens desk. Of course I could link to that, but I'll continue my conversation. By the way, and again I'm just having these thoughts, can you show me the latest invoices for a datum? And there you see it has the 2 latest invoices with a link to the sales invoice page. But again, Copilot remained docked for me to continue to use that. And then I can ask additional questions of those 2, which of these were unpaid? And now you can see here it narrows my search or the results on the right hand side. So that's just an example of how you can use conversational chat, again, in the day-to-day part of your job. Now, the next thing I want to do is take advantage of the Learn Me and see how I can learn to use the application. So here I am. Now, you can clear your chat. You just select that little icon, and it clears the chat history, and you can start over again. And so I'll just ask the question, I'm trying to learn more about Business Central. Could you tell me a little bit more about drop shipments? I hit enter, and there you see is a definition of drop shipments inside of Business Central. Essentially, it's where we order items from the vendor and we drop ship it directly to the customer. Now, if I think about the conversational chat that we saw earlier, what do you think the next question would be? Well, how do I do that in Business Central? I type in enter, and here you see that Business Central gives me 3 steps in which I can perform the drop shipment order. I'll give you another example here. If we open up the general ledger setup, for example, I'm working inside of the general ledger, and we always had these tooltips where you can click on a field and Business Central would provide a definition for it. But now I've got a link to ask Copilot. So for example, maybe I'm getting a little bit deeper into the ledger applications and I ask it, Copilot, tell me more about the allow posting from. And there you see on the right corner of the bottom of our screen, it gives me some information. But I want to know, in addition to that, what is the difference between the allow posting from and the deferral posting, which is the field just below it. And now you see again, I get a response that's in conversation that's helping me to understand the differences between the 2. So that's Conversational Chat. I want to say thank you so much for being a part of this video. My name is Craig, and I look forward to hearing from you and seeing you on a video again real soon.